اندیشم دور از تو نیست اندیشم در راه تو کی ارزشی دارد این جان ما پاینده باد خاک ایران ما.
Thank you. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you. It's a great honor and privilege to welcome Reza Pahlavi, the esteemed Crown Prince of Iran, to Beverly Hills. As you may know, Reza Pahlavi was studying in the United States when a pivotal event occurred in Iran in 1979. Unable to return home, Reza Pahlavi chose to dedicate his life and career to advancing positive change. He became an advocate for peace, freedom, and democracy in Iran. Reza Pahlavi believes the clearest pathway to democracy in his home country requires the support of the international community. His mission is to raise awareness about the realities of daily life in Iran and to empower the Iranian people to peacefully take control of their political future. His commitment to this vision has gained him the respect and gratitude of compatriots in his homeland and all over the world, including our substantial Iranian American community right here in Beverly Hills. On behalf of the entire Beverly Hills City Council, it is my pleasure to present a proclamation to Reza Pahlavi in recognition of his leadership on behalf of the people of Iran. I'm going to read it, and then it is also my honor, together with my colleague, Lily Bossi, a past and future mayor of Beverly Hills, to do something that we do not do very often. In fact, I believe it is the first time we have done it this year and for a number of years, which is to present Reza Pahlavi with the key to the city of Beverly Hills. Reading from the proclamation. Whereas Reza Pahlavi, Crown Prince of Iran, is an esteemed leader and determined advocate for human rights, freedom, and democracy in Iran, and whereas Reza Pahlavi is president of the Iran National Council for Free Elections and aims to empower the Iranian people to peacefully take control of their political future, and whereas Reza Pahlavi, an eloquent speaker and writer, is the author of many articles and multiple books about current affairs in Iran. And whereas for more than 30 years, Reza Pahlavi has inspired people all over the world, including the Iranian American community in Beverly Hills, with his message. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Beverly Hills, do hereby commend Reza Pahlavi, Crown Prince of Iran, for his strong leadership and further extend our gratitude for his commitment to advancing human rights and democracy in Iran, signed by myself, Councilmember Bossi, and the rest of our City Council.
And Your Majesty, you are part of our home, and we wanted to welcome you so you can feel that Beverly Hills is now home as well. So we are so honored to present you a key to the city of Beverly Hills and feel that this is also your home.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mayor, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this wonderful honor. I'm deeply touched and, of course, glad to be here among you tonight. First of all, I have to apologize for a terrible cold that I've had, and I tried to battle it all the way here in the plane and etc. So if I'm a bit coarse or not as strong in my voice tonight, you'll forgive me. Before we start, I would like to invite all of you to join me in a moment of silence in honoring the loss of our brave firefighters and some of our citizens who unfortunately died a tragic death recently back home. Thank you very much. Well, there's a a lot to be said, but in the interest of time, and I know we'd like to have a little bit of a chit-chat later on, let me start by telling you that today the circumstances back home are getting more and more dicey, as one would say. The regime is pretty much beginning to show indications of fragmentation, going eventually towards a potential collapse. Which brings us to the urgency of thinking even more, and more than ever, on the importance of making sure that the path to the alternative is as smooth as possible, and that concrete measures are taken to make sure that a dictatorship will not be replaced by another one, and that indeed it is the people of Iran who will triumph and nobody else. As you all know, for years we have been fighting the fight in Iran and abroad, and one of the missing ingredients had been a complete lack of tacit support by the international community, by directly coming to the help and support of the Iranian citizenry. I've always believed that if we want to bring a peaceful transition by means of disobedience, civil disobedience, by means of nonviolence, when you fight extremely brutal regimes, such movements cannot succeed without having tacit support from other freedom-loving countries and their governments that recognize that their best allies and assets in bringing the same values that are cherished here in other parts of the world is to make an investment of the people of that country as opposed to the regime. And oddly enough, I've noticed that throughout these years, there has practically been no existing dialogue of any kind, officially by any foreign government, particularly Western democratic government, with the secular democratic opposition inside Iran and abroad. We should not therefore be astonished why the status quo prevailed. But things are changing. And it is important, therefore, to come to the support of our fellow compatriots at home who, as you know, are bravely putting up their fight and their resistance and struggle every day, and have become lately far more organized than ever before in their various sectors. It is incumbent upon the diaspora, particularly the one in the United States, to rise to the level and the bar higher now. We need to have more than ever your involvement, your support, your participation, and your voices. And yes, I believe that perhaps the political climate has changed internationally, including here in this country, that finally there is a bottom line conclusion that so long as the current regime in Iran remains, there's no hope for peace, there's no hope for stability, there's no hope for putting an end to radicalism or terrorism or anything else. And that the best army in place to bring about change are the people who are struggling every day. They have done this with no support at all. Imagine what they could do if they were to have stronger support. Therefore, I have, together with many fellow compatriots, working, especially in the past few years, to put together, first of all, a council that has as a mission to bring about change by means of free elections and by preparing the grounds and the transition to that moment with the support of a variety of elements, both at home and, of course, internationally. We have tried to communicate as much as possible our message and our strategy worldwide, and I hope that in current circumstances there will be a much more receptive ear in Washington and elsewhere to see to it that we can in fact bring every element that will maximize the chance of success, because at the end of the day, my goal has always been for the change to occur at the least possible cost to the people of Iran. Another subject that I wanted to bring about is my serious concern about some disastrous potential in terms of the impact of the environment in Iran. The water crisis, which is not limited to Iran and is regional, could become one of the greatest issues of this century. Perhaps even clashes and wars could break over the issue. It would add to further displacement of people and migration. And a combination of both terrible mismanagement of our resources and at the same time, of course, factors that are related to global warming and planetary issues has not made the task any easier. I've been trying to communicate this concern with a variety of scientists and specialists, and I would like to propose here tonight, for those of you who are interested or have the necessary contacts, know-how, skills, or connections, to put together a specific committee to be in charge of studying the problem, come up with practical and implementable solutions, and see what it is that we could do to try to minimize the damage already done and perhaps and hopefully reverse the trend before it's too late. This matter is as serious as it is, because even beyond politics, if there's no water, there's no life. And this is something that has been very close to my heart, and I wanted to bring this issue to all of your attention. So in whatever means that we can, this is an issue that will impact particularly our part of the world in the Middle East. And I think this is an issue that cannot be left behind and forgotten in the middle of everything else that we've been concerned with. There's so much more to say, but again, as I said, in the interest of time, I will stop here. And again, I thank you for coming here. Thank you for having me. Mr. Mayor, again, I'm extremely honored by your kind words and your declaration, and I thank you again for your warm reception that I take with the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.